Hey guys, welcome back to Cheney's TCG store. Today we're going to be doing a short market watch. I don't have too much that I can update you on that's changed over the last couple of days. I wasn't planning on doing one today, but I saw that the goes from the past pre-sales were up, so I wanted to go over that and spread some word of caution, if you will. But I guess first, I did get my Dragoon in the mail. Which I'm pretty excited about because now I can do the full branded combo. So maybe playing around with that, maybe have some deck profiles coming, maybe want to do Shadal, but we'll see. We'll see what we get to. I do have a few cards that Ryan mentioned the last in the comment section of the last video. I have been really busy at work recently. I actually do have to go back to work after this video and probably work till 10, 11 p.m. tonight. But luckily I work from home for the most part. So, it's not too bad. But I guess with that aside, let's go ahead and get into, I guess where I was going with that. I am pretty busy. So I have there are a few cards that have slipped by me. So thanks for pointing these out, Ryan. But with that aside, let's go ahead and get into the market watch. First is Tri-brigade kit. It is going for $7.25 to $8. And honestly, I mean, I have a play set of these, so I'm thinking about offloading these. I did want to keep them around for my Tri-brigade deck, but to be honest, I don't play that deck anymore. So, I mean, it's just kind of sitting. I just have the deck sitting in my drawer, put together, but I'm not playing it because I played this deck so much when it first came out for 6 months straight. It is one of my all-time favorite decks, but it's something at this point that I probably won't play for a while. So I feel fine with getting rid of these and picking them back up when they get reprinted in the Mega 10s, especially since they'll probably end up getting an Ultra or Secret Rare. But I think people are picking up Tri-brigade cards, partially because we did get one new Tri-brigade card with branded, and I think people think you can play branded with Tri-brigade, but to be honest with you, I don't think that really works how you think it would. If you're going to be playing Verte, the best option would be playing DPE in Tri-brigade and not doing the whole Mirror Jade thing. It's just too many cards to dedicate. And if you say if you draw your what is it called, the branded fusion, it's not good. And then because if you play, let's say you play one copy because you don't want to draw it, if you draw the card, then now it's dead in your hand and you can't use it. Whereas let's say if you're playing Fusion Destiny, well, you can if you draw it, it's not that bad, so because you can still use it. And for most decks, it's actually better just to draw the Fusion Destiny because you can just commit more cards to other combos. But yeah, if you are wanting to play Tri-brigade and Mercurier with branded inside Tri-brigade, I would just advise you against it. They just don't have enough. It's just a terrible interaction, in my opinion. You're better off sticking with pure Tri-brigade or playing Tri-brigade birds. Yeah, so that's my opinion. I think probably the best version of Tri-brigade, in my opinion, is probably going to be playing it pure with just a bunch of hand traps and playing cross-up designated to make sure your combos go off. But I think that's the best version. I think possibly Zodiac would be okay just for having the Zeus option, but I don't know. I think playing pure is probably the best, and that's the way I played it. The last month or two when I have picked it up online. I haven't played it in person, but yeah, that's just my opinion. If you have these and you're not playing the deck, I would sell them. I don't think they'll go up past 10, to be honest with you. I think they'll probably come back down towards the 5 or 6 range. Next is Guardian Chimera. We have reached $60 at this point, bottoming out at 61. Like I said, I think this card will be 70 to 75, and I have said that for a while. Yeah, I mean, it's a great card. But to be honest with you, if you want my opinion, I don't think you need to play this at 2. The more testing I've done with the branded Despia stuff, you really only get this out once per game. And I think that there's better cards that you can play in your extra deck, or at better ratios at least, than playing this at 2. If you want to play this at 2, I mean, it's just you're going to have to dedicate more resources to getting a second one out. That just doesn't seem like the most optimal play. You're usually going to want to get this out on your opponent's second turn to basically stop their combo and draw cards. But after that, you don't really need it again. And I've really come off playing the whole edge imp and fright for like a package. I think playing more hand traps or just other combo pieces is better in my opinion at this point. It could change, in a little bit of time, and maybe this will be the better option. But I think as of now, and I think we'll probably see this in tournaments, I think we might see people starting to just play one copy of this, to be honest with you. I know I've seen a few deck lists that people are playing one of, but just every match that I've watched online, like you're getting into one at most. And sometimes you don't even get into this card. It's, this card's situational, and you also have to have the proper cards to do it. And then if like you really want to dedicate resources to getting to this card, you do have to, or like getting this card consistently, you are going to have to play cards in your deck that would otherwise not be good, like the fright for stuff. So I don't know. I've got mixed feelings on this. I think it's a great card at one copy. I don't think that it's correct to play two at this point in time. That could change, like I said. But I think you could cut poly and just play your 3 branded in red. And that's perfectly fine, in my opinion. But moving on, with that being said, though, I still think it's going to be $70. I don't, just because it's coming from 2 to 1. It might, I don't know. I feel like if people do definitely decide to only play one, maybe it'll go down a little bit, but I still think we're not getting a reprint till next year, like late next year. So yeah, as more of the cards that are needed for Despia get reprinted, it's just going to drive the price of that up no matter where it's sitting at. So it could be more than 75 in the long run before next year. We'll just have to wait and see. If it does solidify as a 2-of, then I would say, yeah, maybe it would be closer to 90 to 100. But like I said, we'll have to see. Next, Ryan wanted to go over Bamboo Sword. And for some ungodly reason, this card's $6. And to be honest with you, I have no idea why. You'll have to explain, Ryan, if you know. I don't know if this is a solo print, maybe. It is a solo print. And yeah, it has gone up quite a bit in the last couple of months. I had one Bamboo Sword card. I guess my guess is there's probably Bamboo Sword support coming, but this card's just not good. Like if you have these, sell them. Absolutely, I would absolutely sell these cards. Other than that, there are some other Bamboo type cards that I saw that noticed some value, like Broken Bamboo Sword from OTS Tournament Pack 8. Super rare for $2. I think it looks pretty cool, but honestly, like, what does it do? It makes the equipped monster gain 0 attack. Like, is that a joke? I mean, obviously, I think you get effects off by like this deck that you'd be playing it in. I would assume you're getting effects off by sending equip cards to the graveyard or something of the sort. So maybe it doesn't matter what it does. It just has to be an equip spell, especially for this, Bamboo Sword deck. But yeah, I would not be paying $270 for this for sure. Other than it is an OTS Tournament Pack card, and it does look pretty cool, to be honest with you. And I don't know, having really any super rares from the OTS packs are just not bad. They might not always be that good, but I don't know. I feel like most of the time, over time, they end up being over $1 at some point. So if it's an OTS super that's like decent, I would probably pick it up if it was under $1. But moving on, that's really all the ones that I saw that were important. I did want to go over Ghosts from the Past. So at this point, for the displays, we're at 82. I think cases have gone up. There's not cases on here as far as I know, but I think cases are around 750 to 800. Last I checked, which was about like 5 to 7 days ago. So it could have gone up since. And the mini boxes are 1850. I think that's fine because I think this is a long-term good hold to have sealed. So I think anything under 20 is perfectly fine. You might be able to find better deals somewhere else, But yeah, it is what it is. But other than that, I will mention real quickly before I start digging in and forgetting. From what I can tell, it seems like, and this has kind of been a recurring thing, TCG player pre-sales are really expensive compared to individual card shops. I think some of the ones that I know that have decent deals generally is like Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily, it seems like has pretty decent pre-sales. They're still high, like they're all going to be higher than what they're going to be on release day. But if you're like, I really just want this card as soon as possible, like I understand that. Or if you don't want to risk it, whatever your reasons are, that's fine. But I just want to make sure that people aren't getting ripped off. But I think also if you're in Europe, tier 0 has decent pre-sale prices, and they also ship worldwide, but you have to spend like 60 pounds or something like that, 60 euros, which isn't too bad if they have really good deals. But I have heard of people if you're in North America, just be careful. I have heard of like if you're selling a card on TCG Player, if it's like a Euro print, like if some people might notice and they might get upset about that or want a refund or this or that. I have heard stories of that happening. I don't personally think there's anything wrong with the Euro print. In actuality, I actually like the Euro print stuff better because it's darker. But I have heard of people, I don't know, being weird about that before. I don't know why, but it's definitely weird. But getting on into this, Aliber is at 58. It says market price 70. Like this is going to continue to drop. Definitely don't spend $60 on this card. Like terrible idea. Even if you really want this card, just wait, because this won't ship until around release anyways, so there's no reason to buy. Like if you could get the card right now for $60, like I would understand if you're like, well, it's better than spending $100 on the original print and I just want the card and I don't want to spend $100 per copy. I would semi understand that, but the fact that you don't get this card any sooner than you would get it if you ordered it closer to release date, yeah, there's just no reason to go do that. And this is a terrible price. We'll most likely see this card under 35. And the only reason I'm saying it's as high as 35, I would think it would be lower towards 15 or 20. The only reason I'm saying it's high as 35 is if it's like extremely short printed in this set. We don't know what ratios are, but we have seen with like evenly matched, it's not the most pullable card. So yeah, that could happen. And then that would definitely make this be a little bit more expensive, but you'll definitely be paying probably about half of what it is right now at the most. Moving on, Galaxy Soldier. It's $11. Like I don't recommend that you buy that either. That's just really expensive for what it is. And the other prints are only like $2 or $3 more expensive. And the secret rare is like, I think at this point, like $17 or $18 with this reprint coming out. So if you wanted to pick up Galaxy Soldier, probably your best bet is to wait until a week after release, when the card prices have calmed down, and then pick up the original secret rare. But if you just wanted a Galaxy Soldier for like, $3 or $4, you could pick this up easily for $3 or $4 a week after release. As for the single packs, I mean, if you're like chasing ultras, like I guess it's not too bad. If you're planning on buying single packs to pull a ghost rare, like your chances are pretty low. And it's not because you can weigh packs necessarily. It's more because people are going to order cases, right? And they're going to be opening up display boxes. Well, if they pull one ghost or the two ghosts, whatever they have left in that box is going to go right onto the market as single packs or individual mini boxes. So just keep that in mind. Like it's not that they're getting weighed per se. It's just that if people get lucky and pull the ghost rare towards the front of their box, they're going to sell the rest in that set, especially if they got something good like Dark Magician Girl. Like they're happy, they're going to sell whatever's left. But that's more like, I don't know, that's not people ordering this to open for fun, really. I mean, people that are doing that are just going to open the whole set no matter what. But for vendors, for sure, that's a big thing. Like it's the same with Starlights. Like if you open the first booster box in a case and you pull the Starlight, you're selling the rest of those boxes. Because you've plus so hard in that first box. Why would you open the rest? It is scummy, but it happens. Just letting you know. DD Savant, Copernicus, I guess it's called. is around $8. Again, it'll be much cheaper after release. That's going to be the general rule of thumb here. Pretty much everything you see in here will be at 50% of this price now or less. So keep that in mind. Yeah, like no one should be paying $5 for a tragedy. That's ridiculous. Like this will be under $1 for sure. Yeah, all these Despia cards, like this Despia Dramaturge is like barely under the original print. So like, why would you spend this amount of money when you could just buy the original print and have that card in hand right now? It doesn't make sense to me. Palk at 24, I know it seems like a decent price, but just wait. This is at the exact same price it was when it was released the first time around. So yeah, just wait. It's going to be cheaper. Even I think Tier 0 has these for $13, like up on the site right now for pre-sale. So just wait on these. They might not be $12. $12 almost seems like, if I lived in Europe and didn't have to worry about the whole shipping thing, I would be ordering them at $12 for sure. Maybe not for an investment because we want to wait and see what happens, but I would order one for me to play with, because I have sold my Ultimate Rare already. Just decided I didn't want it because I don't want to risk the ban list with it. But I do want my health back, but I'm not going to pay 24. That's just ridiculous. But moving on, Rises 24, like again, it'll be probably $15 or less. I would be really surprised if it was $15. There's not a lot of cards in right here. Oh yeah, so Dagaris did end up being in here. I completely missed that, but I tried to sell mine before it got announced as a reprint because I just figured if they were doing Trigluvion, they would also do Dagaris. But like I said, if you watch that video, my card ended up having a dent in it, which I didn't notice because I bought it as like light play or near mint. I can't remember, but I just felt too bad listing that up for even mod play because it's pretty sizable. So I just decided to hold on to it. Unfortunately, I would have got rid of mine. Yeah, I mean, all these cards are way more expensive than what they should be. Like these DDs are going to be $1 or less easily. Yeah, I would just keep waiting. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I think is a good deal, like to pick up right now, if it's undervalued, but so far that has not been the case. But we are going to look through the majority of the cards and see if there is anything that you should look to pick up early. But so far, like I said, not looking too good. I mean, Comedy has a super rare right now, like that's like pennies. So I mean, that just goes to show the ultra rare will not be that expensive. Cupid Pitch, I'm actually really excited for that. It is nice going through this too, because there are a bunch of cards that I forgot were in here. So that is pretty cool. Cupid Pitch, definitely going to be a great pickup when it is under $1, which it will be for sure. 10 years, I also think going to be great. Oh man, the Shooter got a reprint. I just ordered. Well, I ordered rares actually. I remember because I was like, I kind of want to get them now, but I don't want to invest in the super rare if it's getting reprinted as an ultra rare. But yeah, that's nice. I will probably end up getting the super rare though, because it's an OTS pack card. I would just rather have the OTS ones. Ghost Tricks will be fun to have too. I'm sure those will be pennies. Hope Harbinger is, I'm really excited for that too, because I have super rares right now, but they have a limited edition on them, which I don't like that for whatever reason. So it'll be nice to have an ultra rare upgrade, which looks super clean, by the way. Yeah, I'm still not seeing anything that looks worth picking up. Hopefully none of you guys have made like pre-sale orders yet, because these prices are like out of hand ridiculous for what you're getting. Let's see. Heat Soul, really expensive. I think Heat Soul was actually at like 35 on Tier 0 too. I saw that in someone else's channel today that they were going over the prices. At 35, I would pick one up for sure, But at 65, I would rather just wait and see what happens. Because to be honest with you, like Code Talker stuff is not going to be like that sought after at this point. It might be in the future. I think in the future it's a decent hold, but I don't think that it's gonna like pop off per se. Hornets, like hell no, like don't pay $2 for that. None of the generator stuff will be worth anything either. Vampire Kingdom has a secret rare that's not that expensive. Last I checked, which was a while ago, I had one that I sold. Increase. I'm excited to get some of these Vision Hero stuff too. Like I used to have a Ferris and I sold it. I sold it right when I pulled it, and it was like $12. I was so sad when I saw that go like up to $75. I was like, dang, that's a missed opportunity. Retaliating Seas that's actually not a terrible price, but I think you'll be able to pick these up for under $1. It's looking like, which is really, really good. Dark Magician of the Dragon Knight is going to be a really good pickup in the future too, whenever we actually get the set and people are breaking these open. But very excited to get some of these cards for on the cheap. Let's see, what else we got? Vampire Takeover, Master Hyperion. Tatsu Necro, I think, already has ultra rare or super rare, and it's an okay card. It came in the structure, one of the structure decks, I think. Not worth 99¢. Dark Magician Girl, like I think, you know, this is a good long-term hold, but for $1,000, don't do it, because this set's gonna be widely opened, and I wouldn't be surprised if you could get Dark Magician Girl at, you know, it probably won't be for a month or two, but you could probably pick one up for like $550, I would think. I could be completely wrong. I mean, there are occasions where I'm wrong on these things, but I was right with Dark Magician as far as that goes. So even though this will be a little bit more highly sought after, I think Dark Magician hit like a low of 450 or something like that for light play. And if people say they have near mints, I just don't trust them. Like every copy I saw like had some sort of factory issue. If this was like an actual near mint, you know, ghost rare, Dark Magician Girl, I don't know what their print quality is going to be like this year, but if it's actually near mint where you can grade it, I would probably pay like 700 for that. But I don't really trust people. It's the problem. Skull Knights at $16 is a joke. Like there's no way. I don't know if you guys saw, I'm not going to pull it up, but for, I guess it's what is that called, that set? It's not the one we got coming out. Is it like called Power or something? I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, it's not the set coming out, but the next core booster set that we get, I believe it. I saw on Instagram that they just came out with a trap card, and it has like a picture of F-Zero on it, I think, and it's basically a monster on-field monster negate, but there's like no cost to it really, which is pretty cool. It's basically like if a monster activates its effect on the field, you can negate and destroy that card, and then when it goes to the graveyard, you can discard a card to special summon that monster if you want to. So you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Dotscaper is also going to be, I think, decent to get at the you know, like it's probably going to be 50 cents to be honest with you, to $1. See what else we got. Eye of Timaeus at 200 is a joke. Ultimate Dragon at 500, like that'll probably be 250. I would be surprised if you can't get Eye of Timaeus for like $100, to be honest with you. Yeah, collectors are going to want it. I actually kind of want one, but I would pay like $80. Like if it was a $100 market price, I would offer somebody like 75 for it. There's no way I would pay over 100. It's just not worth that. It's not playable. The only reason I like it, because super memorable card from when I was a kid, you know, being on the show. Red Eyes Black Dragon, you'll be surprised how low this will go. I mean, because if you really think about it, like look at Ghost Wing Dragon of Ra, you know, sitting down there for a light play at like 170. I don't know, like it's hard to say whether Red Eyes Black Dragon is better than Winged Dragon of Ra. I personally like Red Eyes Black Dragon better than Winged Dragon of Ra. But I don't know. I feel like there's probably more collectors for the Egyptian God cards than Red Eyes Black Dragon. Could be wrong. The only reason I could see this holding like a much higher price point, like say like $300, is if people or at some point, like I don't know, maybe it'll be like 350 or 400 if like people are playing it with Dragoon. But the issue is all the people that are playing Dragoon, like me, we're playing Hexlight Fusion. We're not playing, or yeah, the Hexlight Sealed Fusion, whatever it's called. No one's actually going to be playing Red Eyes Fusion and Red Eyes Black Dragon. It's just not worth that package. If you're going to do that, I would rather just go ahead and play the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. The agent cards are in here. I mean, that's cool. I have no idea what that duck does, though. Usually the cards they put in here aren't very good. Glow Up Bloom did end up getting a reprint here because I thought for sure that it didn't, but I guess I was wrong. I guess there are some cards. I guess there was a few missing slots in the reprints that we saw originally, and so I guess these are some of those cards that I didn't see. Like Dagara's was definitely one that was missing at the time. Dark Dawn Dragon, I don't think it's going to hold 350. I mean, that's not terrible, but the people that want Dark Arm Dragon aren't going to spend 350 on a ghost rare. They're going to spend 350 on an ulti or a secret rare, you know? I mean, obviously the ulti is like a lot more than 350, but maybe it's not now. I think maybe the price has come down a little bit on that card. This card's interesting, especially with the structure deck coming out, but it's not a $25 card. I can guarantee you that. By the way, while we're going through, Ghost Mourner is also not Ghost Mourner. Ghost Bell is continuing to go up. It's like now like $12 for the Dual Devastator version, which is crazy to me. I'm tempted to sell them honestly, but I know that I want to play them, especially if I'm end up playing like Crossout Designator. Like you definitely need to have at least one for that because that's like such a powerful card that you'd want to stop if you were playing Crossout Designator. Code Radiator for $12. Isn't that like the same price as the original print? Like there's no way. Red Dragon Archfiend's is a pretty cool ghost rare, but not $300 worth. Winged Dragon of Raw Spear Mode is like one of the lower ones, which is surprising because this is like the only playable card out of the set, pretty much, or out of the ghost rare set. But yeah, if these go to like 120, I would be highly interested. Because that card will most likely see play for a long time. Quintet Magician. This is getting reprinted as ultra rare. If you didn't know, the original print was out of Dual Power, I think. Yeah, Dual Power, and it was like $18 not long right before this got announced for reprint. I think it's a good card to like keep your eye on, not now, of course, but you know, when we get this set for sure. But I would maybe go for the original print, even though it's the same rarity, because they'll probably be pretty similar in price. Yeah, looks like we're kind of gotten through most of it. Doppel Warrior Ultra Rare, also a good card to keep your eye on because that will be the highest rarity, I think. I think there's a super rare, but I don't remember what set it's out of, to be honest with you. I know it's not the original print though, because the original print is from Duelist Revolution, which is a rare, and that's what I have. I think that's the majority of like the bigger cards. Mardell also a decent card to have long term, but I would try to get the secret rare if you can. But of course, not right now. I think that's majority of them, honestly. But I think there was one other card that I wanted to look at that I was just thinking about, and I can't remember now what it was. I should have just automatically pulled open a tab and looked it up while I was thinking about it. What was it? I'll give it a few seconds. If I can't remember, then we'll kind of start wrapping it up here. Actually, I do want to look at Mardell though and see where that's going. Because I do think plants in time will be pretty good. Maybe not after this next set, but I think in time for sure. 1750 is still a little high. So I would still like to get that like 8 to 10, which I think you should be able to. Dugaris, we'll see what that's at. And I guess I do want to look at Bashuta too, because I want to see if the super rares are worth it now. The original print, it appears, is down to $9. That's actually not bad. That's not bad at all. I don't know. I can't believe this card still hasn't, like, no one's figured out a way to like really truly break this card. It's just really, really good. Who knows? Maybe we'll see that sometime. I don't think we haven't seen the majority of the decreases in prices yet because we just don't have these in hand yet. And a lot of these cards that I kind of want are like meta staples or are being played in a meta deck rather. These are down to 321. That's not bad, but I think that these will continue to go down. I'm trying to think what else was there that I wanted to look at. Sorry, I should have planned this out more in ahead, but I think I wouldn't have planned it anyways because I just thought about it when we were going through those cards. Oh yeah, I think I wanted to look at Dark Magician, Ghost Rare. We'll just search it because it should come up towards the top. Yeah, see, this is down quite a bit in price. There's probably infinite. These probably aren't like moderately played, as in people have played the card. It's just like factory issues. So these are probably not much in worse shape than the actual light plays. These are going for 480. Near mint is 660, but I don't know. I wouldn't buy them near mint though, unless like they would send pictures to me, and that's just the truth of it. I guess also, yeah, I think that was mainly it. Trying to think if there's anything else really quickly. Let's look at Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Whatever reason, like it usually gives you a prompt, but if you put any kind of dashes in there, it just won't prompt you to the card, which is super irritating. 450, probably to 500 for the Starlight. Still a really good deal because I think we'll see it at 600 to 700 soon-ish. 110, so it has come down a little bit, and then we go up to 118. So if you need it, I would probably move on it sooner than later because I think it will stay up towards the 125 to 130 mark. It's hard to say if it'll go much higher. I mean, I think the cap would be like 150 because at that point, I think people would really start to turn their heads towards the Starlight for a longer term investment. But I don't know. That's just what I think anyways. But with that aside, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys later. I don't know if I'll be doing another market watch or a deck profile, but probably a market watch. I'll probably wait. We might do it tomorrow, you know, it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling, but probably more likely do like Friday night, maybe. We'll see. But I kind of want to give a little bit more time and let things like kind of happen because for the most part, things have been actually coming down in price a little bit for the last few days. Like we saw branded opening go to $19, I think, over the weekend, and it's back down to like $13.50. Which, by the way, if you want to pick those up, probably not a bad time to do it because it's probably going to stay at 10 and above. I guess one of the card would be Fright for Patchwork. I think these are continuing to go up. But like I said, it's kind of up in the air whether people will continue to play these. I think recently the focus has kind of turned away from doing a max combo to be playing more defensively. So I think you're better off playing hand traps or like cross out or something and being more defensive with your plays instead of just going for max combo, if that makes sense. These are at $5 still. Nothing too bad. Edge and chains are up quite a bit. I did sell mine at $8, but they are now like, this is Italian, so light play 12, near mint unlim 12, roughly almost 13. Near mint first edition 15. Don't invest in the first edition of this card. Like if you just need this card, just get the cheapest one you possibly can. it does not matter. It's not a long-term investment. This will probably get reprinted at some point because Konami is going to absolutely look and see that people are playing this and give us a reprint at some time in the future. I will actually, before I log off, let's go to look at grand creators, because I really think that the adventure token stuff will probably start boosting in price, especially when we get goes from the past two like in our hands, because with Aliber and everything else going down, I think a lot of people are looking to play this in different branded decks. So I think this will see, we did see these spike up towards like 63. They are down to 58. That's not bad if you need to get them or want to invest in them. Rite of Air Messire is usually going to be the more expensive card, just because it makes sense to play more of these than it does Water Enchantress if you're not going for the full package. But as far as what I think is probably more collectible, probably the Water Enchantress. It's a weird dynamic too, that usually the Water Enchantress is a little bit cheaper. Seems to be almost like at the same price right now, but it seems like on the other end, as far as collector rares, people go after Water Enchantress more. Like it's, I think probably like 160 to 180 for the Water Enchantress. And I think you can occasionally pick up the rights for 120, but I think those kind of settle around 130 to 140. Just interesting. That just goes to show utility wise, rights better, collection wise, Water Enchantress is better. But I'm reluctant to pick up collector rares because I've said it, a couple times before. I don't want it to get hit on the ban list and lose value, which it will in the short term or medium term, really. I think after a while it might go up, but if this gets like downright banned, I don't think that it's going to be like an incredibly expensive collector rare. It just really won't. Because if it's just waifu, there's plenty of other waifus like that are like $30 that you can get that are collector rares. The only reason this would be more expensive than that is because it has been competitively played, and it's a ban. It would be a ban list card at that point. So people would speculate it might come off the ban list at some point. So it would always keep a little bit more demand, for sure. And yeah, that's kind of basically the gist of it. And this probably won't get outright banned. I think the most that they would do is like limit Rite or Water Enchantress. It would probably make more sense to limit Rite than Water Enchantress, because Water Enchantress, if you use its effect, you're opening yourself up to Droll and Ash and stuff. Whereas like Rite, it's pretty much free if you have it in your hand. So I think that there's more consequence to, having Water Enchantress at 3 and Rite at 1 than there is the other way around. But with that aside, I think that's going to be it for today. We are up to 110 subscribers, which is really awesome. Thanks to everybody for participating and continuing to tune in. And let me know if there's any cards that you notice are going up in price. I'll take a look. I definitely haven't had as much time on my hands as I have in the recent past, just with how busy work is and everything. So some things have slipped past me that I haven't noticed. So thanks to the people that pointed out some cards that have been moving up in price. Yeah, I guess I'll see you probably tomorrow or Friday, but enjoy your evening, and I will catch you next time. Thanks.